Hey, good afternoon, guys. What's going on? This is Ross Costanza. I am very excited to be doing this 30-day challenge where I'm basically going to be going on here every day live and bringing some sort of valuable information or knowledge to you guys in this group. And I just wanted to kind of kick things off. If you saw the message yesterday, basically what I was trying to do is line out an itinerary that I want to go through throughout the course of these live or this whole live series. Now, they may not be in that exact order, but I did want to let you guys know my plan is to touch all of those things throughout the next 30, I guess 31 days technically. Okay, so so the first thing I want to start with, and we'll dive right in. And just so you guys know, all of these are going to be about 15, 20, maybe 30-minute lessons. Some could go longer. But at the end of the day, what I want to do is give you guys enough information that it's not overwhelming. Okay, because I know for me, the number one thing that stinks more than anything is to feel like I got so much information that now I don't even know where to start or what to do with it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to start with the cornerstone of all business success, in my personal opinion, and that is mindset. Now, it doesn't sound sexy when you listen to it. Like as a photographer, the things that you think about that you want are how to shoot better, how to pose better, how to light, how to sell, how to market, how to network. Those are like the traditional staple items that as you're starting a business and you're getting into business that you do need to know how to do and how to develop. But what I believe is more important than all of that is establishing the right mindset. And if you don't have the proper mindset, your business will fail. Okay, so this is why I truly believe that mindset is the cornerstone of everything that you do in business. And the better your mindset is, the better your results in your business are going to be. So I want to chime in, and of course I'm chiming in, I'm already talking. Before we get really started, I want to introduce myself to you guys, and I want to let you know a little bit about who I am. I do know some of you. A lot of you in this group I don't know, I've never met. And so you may be wondering, who the hell is this guy? Like, why should I pay attention to anything he has to say? So let me just kind of lay some of that foundation for you first, so you do know that at least what you're hearing is from someone that's got over a decade's worth of experience. And I hope to impart a lot of that knowledge on you guys so that you can apply this into your business. And so let's just move forward. I'm going to share a screen, and it looks like it's up. Okay. I'm testing out well, I'm not testing. I'm doing this for real, real time. First time with this dual monitor setup on this platform I built. So let's start here. Hey, Sarah, Vanessa, good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. So let me just start telling you guys a little bit about who we are and give you a little bit of a background, and then we'll dive in, okay? So first things first, we're Ross and Jess Costanza. Jess is not here currently, but she will be in on some of these lessons with me. We've been professional photographers for a very long time. We've been earning six figures in our business for the last 11 years. And so this is something that we know very well inside and out. We're passionate about everything we do in our business. And we really want to bring that knowledge to you guys and show you how you can start creating those results within your business. Now, we've grown our business upwards of 50K a month. Okay, and what we do is we basically using all of the systems that we teach, all of the advice and input and value that we're going to bring to the table in the next 30 days is all stuff that we've incorporated into our business to get us to that level. Now, I want to be full disclosure here with you guys. It doesn't mean every single month is 50K, right? There are months that are less. There are months that get up a little bit over that. It varies, but typically in the 30 to 50K range, using the same strategies and principles that we're going to teach right here, okay? What we do as well is we specialize in generating leads and converting those leads into high-paying clients. So one of the things you'll see a lot as far as different things that are being offered out there, a lot of programs and a lot of offerings will teach you how to generate leads or like what areas to network in or what areas to market in. But a lot of people aren't really teaching how to convert those leads into high-paying clients. So what we want to do is take and show you guys how we do that, how we go about that process, and the things that we do that have made us in our business successful, okay? And what we do is within our program, some of you guys that are watching this will see, we help our clients achieve massive results and really just take their businesses to the next level. Now, if you're a business owner and you want to have massive results in your business, you've obviously got to do different things than you're doing today. If you're not where you want to be, I should say it that way. So if you're not where you want to be, that's okay. That's why you're here. I'm glad you're here. And we're honored to have you here. But just know, if you want to get to a different level in your business, you're going to have to make some changes and pivot. Okay. And this is all a good thing. This is good to learn and grow and expand. Pardon me. So what I want to talk about with you guys as the very first piece of this entire series of training is mindset. I am a firm believer, 110%, that everything in your life, in your business that you have or don't have is a stem from your mindset. Okay? Because the way you think and what you think about and how you believe and the energy that you put yourself in dictates a lot of the outcomes that you have in your life. Now, I'm not saying there aren't things that aren't unavoidable, but what I'm saying is that with the right mindset, you can overcome a lot of those things and make a ton of progress, okay? So that for me has been a massive, massive thing. So let's just go ahead and talk about what mindset is. Very simply put, the established set of attitudes held by someone, right? So it'd be pretty easy to think that, like, you know, it almost sounds too easy, right? Like if I think of negative things, then like that's typically what seems to surround me. Or if I think of positive things, that seems to be what surrounds me. It's really not more complicated than that. It's, do you surround yourself with the right people, with the right energy, with the right thoughts? With, you know, what are you putting into your head on a daily basis? So I'm going to come back to you guys for a minute. Let's just chat. Think about mindset. Right? And I'm going to show you guys a chart in a few minutes on like ways that you can actually, it's called a habit loop, but I want to show you guys how to create a positive mindset and do it in a way that creates major results. But think about your mindset on a daily basis. What are the things that you're doing right now that are serving you? And then what are the things you're doing that are hurting you? Okay. One of the big things is that a lot of times people will have negative results from clients or negative feedback from clients or not getting the results they want in their marketing or their sales. And they start to tinker with every other aspect of the business. And really, I mean, some of those things may need addressing, but what may need more addressing is what's going on between the ears. Because the way you think and perceive those situations will ultimately determine the outcome and future successes or failures that come with it, okay? So you really have to start in the mind. It is the starting point of everything in your business. So I want you guys to ask yourself a couple questions. The first one, what are you choosing to believe? It sounds so simple on the surface, right? But what are the choices? What are the things that you're choosing to believe? I'll give you an example. One that I hear a lot. People aren't spending money right now. Guys, that could not be further from the truth. It's crazy that as humans, we build these stories up in our heads and we build these beliefs up that aren't true. And it happens with more than the situation we're in now. But I can tell you guys, there are people out there that have clients spending money with them. So how is your belief? What is your belief around that thought? Do you believe people are spending money, or do you believe everyone's unemployed, no one's spending money, no one wants anything to look forward to? Because ultimately, that's gonna help drive the success or failure of your campaigns when you run your marketing campaigns in your business or when you're reaching out to clients. For example, if you get on the phone with somebody who's a lead or a prospect and you're trying to land them as a client, if you come onto the phone with the belief that they're not going to spend money, what kind of energy are you putting into that phone call, right? Think about that. Think about those things, because this stuff doesn't sound sexy off the bat, but I promise you guys, this is the one thing most people are forgetting and not even aware of that they need to think about in their business, and that's getting the right mindset dialed in. So what is your belief? Do you believe people are spending money right now, or do you believe that, the world is completely at a standstill? And so when you can be authentic and genuine with yourself about this, you'll understand that you may just have a belief or a block mentally that people aren't spending money or people aren't booking. I want to share with you guys, we've booked more sessions over the quarantine than I think we've booked in a 6-week period at any point in our career. If that's not a crazy stat, I don't know what is. And to be quite honest, I didn't expect that would be the case. But we adapted, you know what I mean? And that's what I want you guys to do in your business. I want you to adopt the belief that, hey, people are spending money, people are showing up. And then I want you to adapt your business strategy and your style when you talk to people, and just go into those conversations with the belief and confidence that people are going to spend money, because they will. Okay? Now, I want you to ask yourself another question. The first one was, what are you choosing to believe? The second one is, what limitations are you putting on yourself? For example, if you know you need to call some clients or prospects and you just keep putting off the phone calls because you have a limiting belief about what's going to happen, like, that's a limitation you're putting on yourself, right? Like, if you don't make the call, you can't land the client. If you don't reach out, you can't land the client. So you've got to be able to work around those limitations mentally so that you know that you can actually break through and book these clients. Now, guys, let me let you in on a secret. Probably 90% of the crowd that I've seen that is in the photography industry are having doubts right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of all the negative stuff, right? But there's a small percentage of photographers who are choosing not to believe that stuff and not to live in that energy. And those are the ones that I'm seeing making money. And I want you guys to be in that category. Now, here's the deal. This doesn't minimize anything that's happening around us in the world right now. We know what's happening is real. But we have two choices. Do we buckle? Do we just bury our heads in the sands and say, oh man, all is lost? Or do we turn around and we say, you know what? People are still booking. People still want this experience, maybe more so now than ever because everyone's cooped up at home, wants to get out of the house. So, you know what I mean? Like, what are you choosing to believe in that scenario? Okay? If you can be one of the people who lives in the right energy and goes after what you want and full belief that it's possible, you can have it. And the other people, 90% or more of photographers, are literally just putting limiting beliefs on themselves. They're just saying, oh, it's not possible. Oh, I can't charge somebody right now. We're in a pandemic. Nobody has money. Like, I can't tell you guys how many times I've heard that. And that couldn't be further from the truth, guys. And I'm telling you this because I'm seeing it firsthand. I know other photographers that are seeing it firsthand. We've got people in our program that are still enrolling or booking people and booking clients and getting pre-purchases. This stuff is real. And yes, it's a different landscape right now, but that's part of business. I mean, coronavirus aside, part of being in business is hitting obstacles, overcoming obstacles, and getting to that next level, right? So if you can't find a way to overcome those obstacles, you can't progress to the next level. And the way you overcome the obstacles is by shifting what's in here. You got to get your mind right, okay? So just to give you guys an example of some things positive mindset-wise and negative mindset-wise, okay? Because I really want to drive this home, and then I'm going to show you guys a chart, and we'll call it a day. This won't be a super long lesson. Positive mindset right now is having faith that your business is going to succeed. It's having faith that people will book with your business. It's believing that people want to book with your business, okay? It's celebrating the small wins, right? Showing up and celebrating the small wins. Hey, I had 5 leads come in today. That's a great celebration, right? Celebrate that. You need to celebrate everything big and small. And if you can celebrate, you keep stacking those celebrations up, the small wins become bigger wins. That's living in positive mindset and positive energy. Now, negative mindset is the exact opposite. You spend 5 to 10 hours a day on social media because you're home, you're bored, you're listening to every news source out there that's fear-mongering and putting all the negativity out. You're living in fear and doubt and uncertainty. And guys, again, while I'm completely empathetic to what's going on, I want you guys to know that I personally choose to not live in a negative mindset. And if you choose to not live there, you're going to see drastic changes in your business, okay? So this is one of the coolest things I think that nobody's talking about. And very few coaches are out there talking about this. But this is the most important part of being in business and being successful is having a positive mindset. Everything starts there, okay? Literally everything starts with mindset. And if you guys, any of you, if you've been in business for more than a few years, you know, I mean, just think about it. Like when you started out in your journey, did you believe that you could do it? Or did you believe you were going to fail? And if you've been in business for 3 to 5 years, I know the answer already. You believed that you could do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it this far. So all you got to do is think about how can I carry this from where I am now to the next step, to the next level, okay? So what I want to share with you guys is something that I love so much, and it's called a habit loop, but let me hop over to my other screen. And all right, let's rock and roll. All right, so this is how you're going to create a new and better mindset, okay? Now listen, the 6 things I'm going to list out here for you, these are not things that I'm pulling out of thin air, okay? These are things that I have tried and tested and seen over and over and over again in people's lives, and they've created success for people, okay? And I want to get rid of that overlay at the bottom real quick. Let me go to the other screen. Hold tight, guys. Let's get rid of that so it's not in the way. Okay, cool. All right. So let's start with number 1. And number 1 is gratitude. Here's the thing about gratitude, right? If you can start living in a place of gratitude and just giving thanks for the things that you have in your life right now, you're going to be a better, stronger person. And I don't care what situation any of us are in, we all have something to be grateful for. In fact, there are millions of people on the planet that are in far worse situations and scenarios than we're all in. Okay? Even though some situations here are dire, don't make light of that. There's so many people that are in worse scenarios than we're in. We can be grateful right now that we have the ability to wake up and pursue a business and pursue our dream, even in the midst of turmoil. I mean, everybody is in that same boat right now, right? So if you can give thanks, if you can just live in gratitude energy, big things are going to happen in your life and in your business. Number 2 is meditate or meditation. So here's the thing. I used to think meditation was kind of like phony, like BS, whatever, right? And then I started doing it and I realized, holy crap, like I can totally calm my mind down. I can totally calm my anxiety down. I can totally like kind of tune down the stress levels. One of the best parts about meditation is it will bring you back to center. It will be a way to help you stay calm. And the thing is, as business owners, things get crazy, guys. We all know things get crazy all the time, right? Like things could be going great one day and then for like a month, and then all of a sudden one day there's like 10 obstacles you got to overcome. Meditation helps you get centered and stay centered and live in a place of calm, okay? I want you to understand one thing. The importance of living in a calm space is that it allows you to think more clearly, and therefore you can create and focus more clearly on the objective that you're trying to achieve or approaching, okay? So I kind of tongue twisted there. But living and operating from a calmer place will help you reach those obstacles in a much more focused manner, okay? So it really makes a big difference. Anytime I feel like super worked up, I take 5 minutes, I sit down and meditate. There's a really great app called Calm. I've talked to some of you guys before about that. It's a great app. You should check it out. All right, number 3, visualize. This is something I used to not think was legit either, okay? And then it was brought to my attention how to do it. And I started doing it, and I started realizing that things would be manifesting in my life that I had just been envisioning in my mind. So the idea with visualizing is you just want to imagine, like if you have a goal in your business right now, and you all should, imagine hitting those goals with ease, and imagine how those goals change your life once you've accomplished them, right? So let's say you've never hit 6 figures in your career, and you want to make 6 figures, right? If you imagine every single day, you visualize, I'm a $100,000 photographer, $100,000 photographer, right? You start to just close your eyes and visualize and imagine and feel that. What's going to happen is your subconscious then goes to work on creating the plans for carrying this out, right? And this might seem a little like crazy or out there, but this is true stuff, guys. The subconscious mind is always at work. So what you're putting in it, it's going to spit out. It's basically spitting out what you're putting in. So like what you plant and what you sow, you reap. Same kind of thing, okay? So visualize, just imagine, close your eyes and really visualize hitting the goals that you have in your life. And then once you've accomplished them, visualize that feeling, and then you emotionalize it. When I say emotionalize it, now you sort of combine that with visualization. You begin to feel what it's like now that you have the result that you're after. Okay, so this one was hard for me. A lot of times people would say, like, start living in the feeling of what it is that you want now, even if you don't have it. That's a hard concept for a lot of people, myself included. But the idea is that you start to get an understanding, and you start to feel and operate from that person, right? You operate from the person that is a 6-figure photographer, not somebody that's doing $20,000 a year, right? And when you operate as a 6-figure photographer, you've got way more confidence than the 20K photographer, right? Again, no offense to anybody, wherever you are, it's great. This is what it's all about. But if you can emotionalize that, if you can really start to feel what it would feel like to have those results that you want, you're going to go a very, very long way in your business, and you're going to start to see things manifesting. Number 5 is educate. So look, just study as much as you can, okay? Whether it's paying someone, whether it's reading, whether it's whatever it is. If you're reading, if you're like in a forum that is educational, whatever it is, you need to make sure you're studying, and make sure you're studying the right materials. For instance, if you want to learn how to sell to your clients, you don't need to be necessarily reading books on lighting and posing, right? Those are important things, but they're not necessarily relevant to like learning how to sell, right? That's just the example I come up with. But what I want you to think about here is you can see in the slide, I say, You study and you read and you self-educate as much as you can until you can become an unconscious competent. And what I mean by that is, think about driving a car, right? Like when you get in your car now, do you even think about the process or the operations, or do you literally turn the key or push the start, throw it in reverse, back it up, put it in drive, go drive, turn left, blinkers? Like it just happens. It's a subconscious thing that's happening. You know how to do this. You're competent and you don't have to think about it. And what happens is, as you educate yourself over and over and over again, and as you continue to ingrain things in your subconscious mind, the processes become much easier to carry out, because on a subconscious level, you're bringing these things to fruition, right? You're finding ways to do it. Like if you guys have ever been driving, right? Like let's say we're probably all guilty of driving and checking our phone. If you've ever been driving and checking your phone and you realize that you had a really close call, right? What do you think stopped that close call from happening? Like there's sort of like an awareness there of what was happening that you weren't even thinking about. Your subconscious mind was at work, right? This is the kind of stuff that happens when you continue to educate yourself, when you continue to study, when you continue to learn and get better. You start to find that things are happening that you're not even thinking about, but they're happening for the right reason and pushing you in the right direction. So that's why education is important. Now, you obviously can speed the curveball up with, a program or mentor, and there's things like that available out there too. But at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing, you need to be educating yourself and trying to get to the next level. The one caution I'll put on you guys to think about is that there is probably the biggest hang up for most people is there's so much information now that most people suffer from paralysis analysis. And that means, most people are just seeing so much stuff that they don't even know where to begin. And in turn, they just never start any of it, or they very slowly integrate bits and pieces of it. The good thing about programs that are structured to work through this stuff is that it cuts a lot of that timeline off. It basically trims the fat, gives you the meat, and shows you how to get where you want to go. So that's probably the biggest advantage, to sort of streamlining it and taking the fast track. If you look at all the information, you can totally do that. It'll probably take you a whole lot longer to get where you want to go. So just keep that in mind. And then number 6 is take action and repeat. So here's the deal. You've got to be repetitive. You've got to do things over and over. You've got to take actions that are being embedded subconsciously, okay? Your mind operates from a subconscious state at all times. And if you don't believe me, when's the last time you had to think about breathing, right? Or your heartbeat, or, just random things like that. Like thank God we don't have to think about that stuff all day. There's subconsciousness. There's a subconscious level that's operating all day at all times. And I'm telling you, what you put into your mind is also coming out through that same filter. And what you want to make sure, the reason mindset's so important is that the stuff that you put into your head is going to be what comes out as the end result, okay? So it's really, really important that you just put the right stuff in. You take action every single day, some sort of action towards your business. I would highly encourage you guys to practice this loop daily. And you can do this loop in like 10 minutes. At least 1 through 4, and then 1 through 4 you can do in like 10 minutes, and then however much time you want to spend educating yourself, that's a different story. But then you just take action on it, guys. That's the biggest ingredient in all of this. As far as obviously you want to do all of these things and get it right, but you want to take action and you want to repeat these processes over and over, because the more that you repeat them, the more solidly they become embedded in your subconscious mind, and then you start to see results. Okay, so that was kind of a long run there, but I want to ask you guys, I want you to think about it. Some of you guys might say, what does this have to do with running my business, right? I'm coming back over to the big screen for you. Hold on. All right, so some of you guys might say, what does this have to do for me running my business and being successful? Well, listen, my belief is that it has everything to do with you being successful and running your business, because as a business owner, I've been at this almost 15 years, one thing I can promise you is that you will face challenges, you will face adversities, you will face obstacles. And if I had known this stuff when I started, I promise you guys, I would be so much further along today, right? I mean, literally would have been 5-10 years further down the road, because I would have had the mindset dialed. I would have been able to deal with things a lot better. I mean, 10 years ago, guys, I would have if there was a client issue or something like that, I could literally get just sideswiped and kind of just be down and out for weeks at a time about something. Now with the right mindset, you have the right approach, you have the right structure and strategy, you know how to overcome things, and you're just more well equipped to deal with people, with obstacles, with hurdles. Okay, So let's just wrap it up with this. If you guys want to work on your mindset, I would love for you, whether you're seeing this video now, whether you're seeing this video in a month, whenever, I would love for you guys to comment and just leave me some feedback on what it is that you're going to start working on, how you're going to dial your mindset in. If you need help with something, leave it in the comments. Let's start a conversation about it. I want to help you guys get to that next level, okay? And I promise you, if you'll take the steps and you'll actually start working on your mindset, even if you have a really good mindset now, it could always be better for all of us. If you will start working on that, I promise you every area of your business will improve because you're going to be approaching it from the right perspective, all right? From the right energy, the right gratitude energy, right? The right energy of belief and faith and possibility, okay? And if you approach your clients with a negative perspective or a negative viewpoint, I promise you as well, you're going to land a lot fewer of them. So this is the starting point, guys, and I really want to drive it home. If you don't have a mindset routine or a ritual, please do yourself a favor and start creating one today. It's not a hard thing to do. Again, I'm happy to walk through any of the stuff that we talked about in here with you guys. Just create a routine and take action on it, and you're going to find your business is going to provide amazing results for you, okay? So I appreciate you guys being here. Stay tuned every day. So starting back Monday, we're going to do part 2 mindset, and I've got a bunch of stuff planned for you guys over the next 4 weeks. So just stay tuned. We're going to have a great time. I want to see you guys rocking and rolling, and I just appreciate you guys being here. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care.